very, very special guest, as you guys can see. Okay, so today we are joined by the ultimate multi-hyphenate, okay? Milan Zoe. She is the CEO and founder of My Melanin Plus, which is a wellness center. She's also owns Lani Land Productions, which is a production company. She also has a non-profit, Change the Narrative. Okay, she has a partnership in Film Gear Club, and she's also partnered in Hoopla, which is a ready-to-drink cocktail.
Yes.
Woo, did I forget anything else? Did I forget anything else?
You got it.
Milan is in everything. She got a hand in everything. She said, oh, billionaire status, we need 7 points of income. We gonna do that. I do that. 24 hours in a day, says who?
Same amount of hours as Beyonce.
Okay. Period. Okay, so let's give her a round of applause. Welcome her to the club. We're so excited to have you here, girl.
Thank you.
You look cute, hair popping, curls on fleek.
Yes.
Period. Yeah, so okay, give us a little bit of intro for people who don't know, you know, what you do or what you have going on. Obviously, I named a ton of things. Yeah. So kind of like, what are maybe like your 3 top line projects right now, and kind of, you know, give a little backstory on like you and your
and like what drives you.
Yeah,
right.
no, absolutely. I mean, I'm a producer first and foremost. I went to Howard, so right after I graduated from Howard, I started my production career at BET. I was there for 6 years, and then I stepped away and started my own production company. Little backstory, I was a huge fan, still am, of Mara Keel. She's absolutely my favorite content creator of all time. Shout out to Mara.
And she
Girlfriends,
yes.
Being Mary Jane.
And Love Is, right?
Love Is.
Yeah.
I mean, the list goes on and on. She's phenomenal. And so...
And then didn't you also do a thing with Ebony? Like
I was with Ebony magazine for some time.
Reporting.
Yeah, doing some in front of the camera, red carpet stuff. But I really love being behind the camera more so. I do the front of camera stuff to stay relevant and because I get offered to do it, you know, so I'm not going to turn it down.
Right.
I really feel like the importance is being behind the camera. And that's, again, back to Mara and why I love her. I really love how she tells stories. So anyway, long story short, she was at BET at the same time that I was. There was some issues. She ended up leaving BET, and she doesn't know this, of course. But she got like a first look deal and ended up leaving the network, and that just empowered me to leave the network too. I was like, well, if Mara's doing it, so am I. Yeah. We quit.
She said it was us. Yes. We are one.
We did this together. And so I went on to start Lani Land Productions. And then, of course, Changing the Narrative you mentioned, which is the nonprofit. For me, it's really important about the content that people create and disseminate, and us being able to kind of tell our own stories. And so, let me tell you, BET was a great introduction, and I'm happy for that experience. But I wanted to have more control over the stuff that I was creating, so I started my own company.
Right. Which
That's incredible.
That's how you do it.
Exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
period.
Get the blueprint in some ways, learn what you can.
Exactly.
Make it your own spin.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And so, I mean, that was, you said after 6 years with BET, you started it. Like, how has that been going? Let's talk about
oh my God, it went so well, honestly. So when I started out, initially I was doing a lot of music videos, not necessarily have any interest in them, but they were quick turnarounds, you know, still had to pay the bills, was able to make some money. I got really fortunate. I went on to direct and produce some content for like Hennessy and Nike and
so how are you making those like connections? Because I mean you had BET, so maybe that was it.
That was some of it. I mean, and I say this in the humblest way possible. One of my skills, I'm a master networker. Yes. Like, you could drop me in the middle of Arkansas or like Alaska or Timbuktu, and I'm gonna know
any of those locations,
right? and I'm gonna figure it out and pretty quickly. So, you know, I've always, like I said, been a master networker. So it's just a matter of figuring out how and this is the way I do it and the way I teach when I'm like mentoring and things. I always tell people, find out how you can be of value to somebody else.
Period.
And then you can share how they can be of value to you. And so I've built a lot of my relationships that way.
Yeah.
I think that's the best piece of advice. I think it's
ever.
I'm not going to say it's cliche, but a lot of people do say that.
Because it's true, right?
But it's true. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people don't really follow that.
They don't actually do it.
You're so ready to do it.
You're so ready to, you know, ask for what it is you need, what you got going on. But when you can really figure out how to plug and play yourself into somebody else's situation, and they're like, okay, I rock with you, I appreciate you, the support, the love, whatever it was. And I'm not even saying things need to be done for free. Don't get me wrong. Everyone need to get their coin, myself included. But like I said, you can always figure out kind of how you can be of value in someone else's situations, and then it's a lot easier to kind of get them to show up in yours.
So how would you have done that? Because, I mean, it's different depending on what field you're in, right?
Yeah.
But for something like production, if you're going in and you're networking, how do you show your, you know, not necessarily expertise, but what
value.
you're willing, your value.
Yeah.
If you're, you know, this is your own production company, you're new to the game. Like, it's not like at that point you were representing BET, you're representing yourself. Like, what were some of the things that you said that you could potentially do for that X or Y, Z person?
For me, it's always been budget. I've always been able to take what somebody wanted to do and make it look like a music video, for instance, make it look like that music video cost them $10,000 to $15,000, but I was able to do it for $5,000.
You better.
And so that you know,
that's huge.
That was always
the world of content creation.
Yes. That was
Everybody's
my specialty.
trying to save a coin.
That was definitely my specialty at that time as a producer. Like I said, doing smaller content pieces. So again, like Hennessy, a lot of music videos, and now I'm able to do that with Film Gear Club, which you mentioned. So that is a subscription-based membership house, and so people pay us a monthly subscription, and they get unlimited access to reds, lights, cameras, backdrops, anything that they would need. And for us, it was about creating access and opportunity for people to do what it was that we did, which was be creative and be executives. You know, equipment is one of the things, and you guys know as content creators, one of the hardest things to come by, the most expensive, and it's usually what stops people, and particularly artists, from taking what they have in their head or what they have on paper and actually having it come to life. They have to get greenlit. They have to go through Hollywood. That's a whole nother story.
Right.
You know, and of course, for people that look like us, it's not easily said or done.
Yeah.
And so Film Gear Club was started to create access and opportunity for filmmakers, content creators, and artists.
That's great. It seems like your underlying through line is like you really find the needs, whether it be like, okay, finding the need that other folks may have in you, or finding the need when it comes to the company itself. Like,
I think that's business 101 in general, right? Like, it's always about finding a niche, and what's going on either in community or culture, and then kind of pivoting to whatever is happening, you know, in the world. And given the current cultural climate, for me, it's always about tapping in, and more importantly, not just for humanity as a whole, although I do believe in inclusivity. Very much so. Everything that I do, from Lani Land to changing the narrative to Melanin, which is very unapologetically called Melanin. It's very much so a for us, by us initiative, and I make no apologies for that.
There we go.
Perfect.
There we go. One thing, too, that I think is cool to note, it sounds like BT was your last, corporate official position. Is that right? Or did you have... Because I'm like, did you, after that, were you like, listen, I'm all the way an entrepreneur?
So... It's complicated. But,
as it always is, right?
Yes. BT was my last official corporate position up until about 2 months ago.
Oh.
Yes. I actually took a position as VP of Events and Strategic Partnerships with a company called Polymath. Okay. Now, the catch is, because I told myself I would never, the T, yes. The catch is, because I told myself I would never, ever take a corporate position anywhere, ever. Ever. Did I say that? But the catch there is that Polymath is the parent company that owns Film Gear Club. And so because I have equity in FGC and very vested interest in making sure that FGC does what it needs to do, because I do have quite a bit of money invested in FGC, when they offered me a salary position to essentially help FGC do what it needs to do, it was like, oh, so I can make my money off my equity play, and you're going to pay me to help make my money off my equity play. So that was a little different. So I did take that position, but it's a really great job. The CEO and founder of Polymath is really great, and it's a very flexible position,
which is what you need. Helps you.
It's very flexible.
I mean, did you not hear the long list of items I said in the beginning? Like, you need time to attend to all those children you have.
We have an office in Beverly Hills, but and a beautiful office, but I'm not mandated to be here at 9 and you gotta stay till 5.
You're like, you email me when you need me. Call me if it's an emergency.
And I'll call you back when I can.
I'll call you back when I can.
Whatever that is. But to Beats, unless you have more questions,
No,
I was going to round out the production so we can move into Melanin Plus.
Yes, let's go ahead and
so I guess kind of like what is, with all the production know-how, knowledge, and, you know, invested invested interest, what are those, like, projects, those top 3 or, like, line projects that you kind of have going on with your production side that you can mention? You know, it's always secretive in the entertainment space until it's on screen. Until the ink is dry on the paper. You gotta, you know, guard your stuff. But what can you share?
Very secretive, but I will share 3 things. It's actually a laundry list of things we have going on in the production space.
As always.
Right. As always. But I would say the 3 things I'm probably most excited about is we did sell a show earlier this year to NBC. Which is called American Gentrification Story, which is essentially the story of gentrification in America.
So is it kind of like a docu-series?
It's a docu-series. It's going to be episodic.
You better tell me when that's on, because that's my alley. I love docu-series.
No, I'm excited about that one. So I know we mentioned the nonprofit. My nonprofit was actually funded by Questlove from The Roots.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, very good friend of mine. Shout out to Quest. I love him so much. But yeah, so he actually funded my nonprofit and sits on my board of directors. So he actually had a first look deal with, or has a first look deal with NBC. So I brought the show to him. He loved it. He brought it to NBC. They loved it. They bought it. So that was the first thing that happened this year, and probably one of the things.
Yes. To start off the year like that too.
Yeah. I'm probably most excited about. The next is probably this DeVito project that we have. We say DeVito, they say Davido.
Yeah, I was like, what y'all?
But yeah, so it's the DeVito project that we have. I'm really, really, really excited about that, just to be able to be on the road. And we have a production company actually based out of Nigeria.
Okay.
So we travel with him to a few different countries, but to to circle back and bring her back home, to kind of show that. How do I put this? Kind of show the how it kind of transcends, even though we're talking about 2 different countries, 2 different cultures, but to just show how, human are human and life is life.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that. And then the last thing, which I actually haven't made like any official announcements about, so you guys get I just got greenlit through Lani Land Productions to do not sure if it's going to be a documentary or docu-series yet, but essentially a reality show, which I thought I would never do because I'm like so anti-reality.
Depending on the reality, though.
Depending on the reality. So we are actually going to document 5 minority women in LA and their journeys through being executives and being bosses.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
So I'm kind of, the Shawnee of the project. So thank you for your services. If anybody tries me. But no, so yeah, it'll be through my production company. I'm executive producing, but I'll also be on the show.
Love that.
And we're going to have 4 to 5 other women, and we're just going to document our journeys.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's so
exciting.
Wonderful, because I don't feel like there's enough spotlight or a moment given to Black women in executive power positions.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really can't think of one. I really can't think of a reality show, like maybe a TV show like Joan and Girlfriends or whatever. But
the thing is, or they're doing it, but it's like a side project that happens off of them being on reality TV,
and it's just
like showcase.
And not only is it not showcase, but there's so many levels to it. And it's like, no, you don't just wake up and become a boss. Like, let me show you how it is. And I feel like particularly in our community, in our culture, there's not enough transfers of knowledge. Right? It's like, okay, well, here's where you should be. This is what it looks like somewhat now. There's more representation. I know it's such like a trigger word, but, there's more representation, but not so much like, here's how to get there. And so for me, the show is really important to show how women matriculate through that journey, the hurdles, the things that they deal with, how they overcome, and, just how women become that top 1% in our demographic.
Right.
Which is essentially being between the ages of 30 to 35 and making over 6 figures a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need that. We need that to be shown. We need to know how we get there.
Yeah. And I love the difference or the variety of the types of projects. So obviously the one that you're saying here focused on women, minority women, and minority women who are doing incredible things
in corporate space,
or entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs. Okay, I feel like everyone right now, like the hot ticket is to be an entrepreneur. But like we could kill it in the corporate space.
Oh, absolutely. So I read an article actually this week that said that unemployment or people quitting their jobs rather is at an all-time high since like 1998 or 1999. And it's because everyone has this sense of I can be an entrepreneur, I can do it myself, I can be a boss. Yes, but no.
Right.
You know, that life is not for everybody.
Because it's not a 9 to 5, but
it's a 24/7. And you don't know if you'll win. You know what I mean? It's a 24/7.
There's a lot you're not the only one in your space. And even if you are the only one, like who we talked to, Nicole, right, with her urban sustainable luggage, now you're the only one doing it. Who's looking at you to do it?
Figure it all out.
Who's looking at you? And who's gonna why do they want to come to you? So it is a battle either way.
You're doing that. You're obviously like expanding. Afrobeats is huge, but the fact that you're even talking about DeVito and really expanding what it means to really be an artist and be an artist that transcends cultures.
And his storyline is a little different. So a lot of times, especially when you see projects just about a black man in general, he comes from this struggle, this hard life,
of XYZ.
This is how he made it out. But his story is very interesting because it's actually quite the opposite. He actually grew up very wealthy, in one of the richest part of Lagos. Very wealthy family. His dad is very, very wealthy. His godfather is actually the richest man on the continent of Africa. And
they need rich over there.
The wealth.
Listen, they need like Wakanda for real.
It's a different level of get money over there. But so it's a different story. And so for me, again, back to nonprofit, it's always about changing the narrative one way or another.
It is. It's all tying together. That's amazing. Yes. Okay, we gotta touch on Melanin.
Okay.
Let's talk about. We could talk about production all day, but
let's talk about your newest baby.
I will say my baby. Yes. I call Melanin sometimes.
I love that you sat forward for this.
I got excited. You know what it is? You know how you have like that one child that's like, it's the youngest, and they're kind of like the problem child, but you love them so much, and you just want to see them
spoil them. That's what it is.
I just want to see them win. Melanin is like my baby.
So when did you start? Melanin
Plus? No, I love Melanin. It takes me out of the production space, is where I'm typically at. It puts me in the health and wellness space, which is a area that I've always wanted to be in. I was an athlete all my life, and I'm really passionate about, again, health and wellness. And so Melanin started about a year ago, to answer your question. Yeah. Almost a year ago. Actually, next month we'll make one. I gotta throw like an anniversary party.
In a month? Girl. That's what Tamara was talking tomorrow. She's talking about. She's gonna throw it. And she's gonna call her like, I need an outfit.
Like, a day before, like, oh yeah, and I need you to show up. But yeah, so a year ago, next month, and for me, I just felt like health and wellness is a space that women, particularly women, again, that look like us, minority women, get cut out of, like education, finance, resources. So I really wanted to create a safe space for minority women to matriculate through their health and wellness journeys. And thus Melanin was born. And like I said, I very unapologetically called it Melanin. I put it in one of the most expensive white buildings I could find, like a high-rise building with the doorman and all the things. Because
doorman.
I feel like a lot of times when things are made for us, they then lack an experience. They're very much so like, mama church basement, and shout out to that because that's where we started. I'm not knocking
humble beginnings.
Humble beginnings, but we've elevated. And I wanted to create something that was very much up for us by us, but I didn't want it to lack in what it gave, and it gives everything it needs.
Everything it needs.
We understood the assignment.
We understood the assignment. Okay, period. I kind of want to know, like, where does wellness start? I feel like the wellness industry is something that is like it's worth. Okay, let's see. I have a stat in here.
Making over $4.5 trillion.
Okay, as a whole, right? So wellness seems like, okay, you eat clean, you work out. But it becomes, I feel like, complicated with, 10,000 plus diet options, expensive gyms. There's like a ton to like, where does wellness start, and how do people get their minds around what wellness really is?
I love this question. wellness starts and stops with the individual, with you, right? Yeah. Because wellness is different for every single person. What makes you feel good? What makes you confident? What makes you look good? We use different stuff on our skins. Our bodies take different stuff. We eat different stuff.
Our hair is different.
Our hair is different. Everyone has different blood types. So, you know what? A steak may be great for an anemic person, but it makes somebody else feel like lethargic. Yeah. You know, so wellness really starts and stops with you. And that's really what we focus on at Melanin. Everybody is unique. Everyone is different. Not everyone gets the exact same service. We don't cocktail things the same way for everybody. We're very particular to do full consultations so we can really understand what that individual needs. And then the bigger piece of it is, while the beauty piece of it is important, and of course we do facials, we do lashes, we do waxing now. I have a licensed esthetician, so we can get waxed. And we specialize in body sculpting, non-invasive lipo. For me, it's also about the mental health. It really starts there, right? And so outside of what we do in the office, Melanin was really about creating a community for women as well. So we do like free workout classes on Wednesdays called Women Crush Wednesdays at a Black-owned gym in downtown LA called The Method. Shout out to Nadej. The Method.
Okay, The Method.
Yeah. And so we do that on Wednesdays. We host a wine and book club once a month.
We did go to we be real tipsy after the meeting. Yes.
That's part of the mental health. Okay, we need wine.
Let's feel a real mental health wine.
Relax. And that's what's important. But no, so we do these different events, and like I said, community things. We have some community events coming up. We're participating in a 5K race at Dockweiler, like raising money for people who have like brain tumors. Oh, wow. We're participating in a health and wellness event next weekend with like a few women who are curating some like safe spaces for people to talk about their wellness journeys. And so for us, yes, we do those services inside of the four walls, but it's really about the community that we create outside of it.
Love that. It seems super holistic, right? Like, why did you want to make it so that it touched on, because, you know, sometimes you go to these wellness centers and it's like, no, I do body sculpting and that's it. Or I do lashes and that's it. Potentially touch your nails. But, like, you wanted to make it,
but no feet.
You said. Okay. No feet. Right. You wanted something that's completely holistic. Why?
Yeah, no, we had to. So, the company is called Melanin Plus. Our tagline is Shades of Wellness. And so it's a double play because, of course, with melanin, there's all shades. But when it comes to wellness, there's so many different levels of wellness. So that's why we're Shades of Wellness, because we wanted to be inclusive. And like I said, because it was very much so for us by us, I wanted it to really be a one-stop shop. Yeah. I wanted people to be like, you know, that kind of feeling, you know, when you were younger, you used to go to the beauty shop and used to go every Saturday or every other Saturday or Sunday, and you just felt comfortable and it felt like home, and, you know, you'd pick up the conversation where you left off, and whatever was said there stayed there, and it was a good time. And, you know, you might realize when you're done that it took 8 hours to get your hair washed, but you had a good time.
You had a good time.
In the meantime.
And it felt good. It felt, you left feeling good, and that's really what is important to us at Melanin.
Yeah, we love that. Yeah. So, you know, here at the Black Creators Club, we like to do our research. Yes. We like to stalk all of our guests. Oh, no. We like to know what is going on. But on the website, it says, I think that this is like a very and it, you know, ties in obviously to the title, which is why it's on the website, right? Yeah. But it says, many of us grew up considering ourselves the minority, when in fact, we are all people of color. Are the, you know, the people are the global majority, really. You know what I'm saying? So we're saying we're minority, but we everywhere. So I guess, what is the false narrative out there of people of color, and why do you think that, you know, there is that idea?
Within the wellness.
I mean, just that we're less than, right? And that, you know, people always say there's a power in numbers, that we're less than, that there are less of us, that we have less power, we have less say-so, we have less control. And none of that is the case. And the truth of the matter is that if we were to actually all to come together and not so much have this like crab in a barrel mentality and really support each other the way other communities and cultures do, we'd be unstoppable.
That's what they're afraid of. But that's the problem.
Other cultures and races are very much so afraid of it, which is why they continuously do things systematically to keep us oppressed and keep us down. Right. However, it starts with education in the home, right? We don't even realize the power that we have and that we are the global majority and the takeover that could happen, not just physically. And listen, I'm all for being in the streets and protesting and throwing a stick or two if the situation calls for it.
Right.
But even just like mentally, spiritually, emotionally, intellectually,
Very true.
we have so much power that just unfortunately goes unrecognized, not just by others, but by ourselves.
By ourselves.
And we did, you know, Keela and I looked at that stat. As a community, as a black community, $1.3 trillion. This is what we spent.
Yes, and spending power.
And we have the highest spending power, by the way.
Yes, we do.
So statistically, we make the least, but we spend the most.
And on top of, we also we're 13%.
Yes,
you know, of the population of the U.S.
And that's just black. But when I say global majority, is minority across the board. So like for me, I'm a melting pot, right? So my mom is half white, half black. Well, she's half white and then she's black and Indian. Okay. My dad is half Jamaican, half Chinese.
Okay, so already.
You know, my grandmother is Jewish, so I grew up doing Hanukkah and Christmas.
Wow.
So when you look at minorities as a whole,
your whole family is the
global. We really are the
United Nations.
No, absolutely. And it's interesting that you touched on, you know, finances and how we spend our money.
Yes.
So people always ask me why I called it Melanin Plus and why there was like that plus at the end. Yeah. And it was because we started in the health and wellness space because it is an area that's very near and dear to my heart. But I knew that ultimately Melanin would become a brand where we'd be able to venture into other spaces. So like ultimately we're going to start doing things where we're like doing like melanin wealth and we're doing like financial literacy and all of the things. Yeah. So it's Melanin Plus because there is so much that I have in store for you guys.
Yeah. I mean, it really sounds like wellness. Obviously, when we think of the legitimate or like the word when it comes to wellness is usually health related. Yeah. But it sounds like you're taking this to mean like the wellness of your mind, body, spirit, like
pockets.
Literally pockets.
I want healthy pockets.
Yes, overall. I mean,
that's first and foremost.
What got you, I mean, we know what got you started, but how? What were some of the steps you took, like, in this past year to get it off the ground, to get it to the point where you're actually having, like, licensed people who do this as a career, following you and saying, like, no, I want to work at Melanin Plus? Like,
no. First of all, I appreciate the question because a lot of people who do know anything about the sculpting industry know that sculpting is actually not regulated by the government in California. So essentially, anybody can go buy a machine. There was a young lady, like I said, who watched some videos on YouTube and went and bought a machine, and she thought she knew what she was doing. And she was doing cavitation on a woman's back, which is fine. You can do cavitation on the back, but cavitation is only supposed to be done on fat, not on bone.
So real quick, what is cavitation for the folks who
absolutely.
What is this?
So there's different modules to body sculpting. Cavitation is the one that most people come in for and get most excited about. Essentially, it's a machine that lets off a little bit of radio frequency, and it heats up the fat pockets in the targeted area. As it heats up those fat pockets, it causes them to expand. They rub together, causing friction. The friction causes them to pop. Now, this is a great thing because then all the fat and the toxins that live inside of them will dispel through your body. The most important thing is consistency, because if you do this over time, your body will naturally stop creating fat pockets in that targeted area. So when you do have a cheat day, which I don't know, what's your vice? Mine is wine. And French fries.
Oh, that's French. I was going to say French fries is mine. French fries is my vice.
I'll do some pasta. Yes. I will do a pulled pork sandwich.
all the big no-nos.
All the big no-nos.
So when you do have those days where you're just like, I have to have it, over time, the fat from that food will start to go to other places in your body. It'll no longer be able to live in your stomach because we've gotten rid of all the fat pockets that live there.
Gotcha.
Damn.
So that's what cavitation is. Keep it snatched. But anyway, so in short, she was doing this, but instead of doing it on areas that had fat, she was doing it on a lady's back, on her muscle, and the lady is now paralyzed from the waist down.
Ooh.
So it's not regulated, but there are dangers to going to people who don't know what they're doing. So yes, we are certified. That's very important. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yes.
So the question was, how did we get started?
Yeah, how do you get started? What were some of the things you did over the past year to get it to, where it is?
Well, so I opened the business during COVID. And really what it was is because the production stuff was kind of shut down because of COVID.
Right.
It gave me the time and the ability to finally enter into this health and wellness space. And of course, I had the capital to do so. And so we kind of just did it. For me, I started sculpting myself as a client a few years ago. So I already had a lot of previous knowledge. When I was doing it, it wasn't as popular. they only had it in like West Hollywood and Beverly Hills, and I would go and of course not feel extremely welcomed. You guys already know what that's about. And the sessions were like $250, $300 a session, and I'm like, this is crazy. But it was something that I really loved.
You can't keep that up, you know
what I'm saying?
I mean, you budget. Yeah,
I mean, it's not
the regular person.
It's not attainable, but it was something that I really, really loved. And I said, I want to bring this back to like my friends, my people. Like, I want to make this affordable and accessible to everybody. So yeah, we just kind of, we opened. I don't even know how, like, you like, what did we do? I don't know. We just, I did go, like I said, get certified. I did go to classes and stuff like that.
You got certified yourself.
Yeah, I got certified. And so now I have Melanin University, where I have women that come to me and they essentially pay me to teach them the art of sculpting, the science behind it, and then actually starting a business and like the one-on-one of it.
So do you have partners in Melanin Plus, or is it just you?
No, I actually own Melanin Plus. I'm 100% by myself. I do have really great technicians that work for me. I love my girls.
And where'd you find them? Indeed? Like, where'd you?
Girl, it took a while. It took a while to find my girls. But so yeah, so. I do technically own it 100% by myself, but I do have a really great, what would I call him? I want to say he's like on the board.
Just say business development.
Yeah, business development member on my board. Definitely investor.
Okay, investor.
You know what? But I didn't want to limit. I didn't want to limit him to that because there's a lot of people, and because I invest, right? So there's a lot of times you're like kind of like a silent investor. You're gonna give your money and you're out. Yeah. He is a genius businessman from top to bottom. And so aside from just giving me some money, I've had the ability to tap into his business know-how, and I definitely attribute a lot of our success to having him on board.
I feel like you have to sometimes have that little extra person with that little extra know-how and little knowledge.
Always have someone in the room that's smarter than you.
That's smarter than you. And humble enough to
I never want to be the smartest person in the room ever.
No.
Right, because then it's like, what are you doing?
Why am I here? Like, I should be charging you for my presence.
Right, exactly. Like, you're not learning nothing. You're not going to help me elevate because you don't know nothing either. Like, what's going on?
More than I know. What are we talking about? Yeah, no, it's great to, like I said, not always be the smartest in the room. So I definitely, like I said, appreciate him.
I mean, it's girl, you have so much going on. It's like you want to be the expert everywhere, but you can't be on every single spot. You know,
and I think that's what's been, to bring it all together. I think that's what's really helped me juggle and really, there's a lot of people that have a lot of things going on, but they're not happening successfully.
Right.
For me, it's really about the people that are around me, my partners in each space. Like I said, with Polymath and the production side, I have a really great partner there, and just different partners in different spaces, and that's really what makes the magic happen.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So we kind of touched on it a little bit, but kind of give us, what are some other do's and don'ts of like body sculpting or some of the services that you do offer? Because there's a lot of places offering body sculpting.
There's a lot of places that offer it.
There's a rise of this type of treatment, and there's a lot of misconceptions in the service.
A lot of misconceptions. So one of the things I stand by, and I'll go toe to toe with your favorite body sculptor. So tell her to call me. A lot of sculptors will do. So we conceal our services in a way that I've done a lot of research on, and I really feel like it's the most effective and also the most healthy, because there are some health risks if you don't do this correctly. You got to remember, we are pushing toxins through your body. You don't want your body to go into shock, so there's a way to do this.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, so
kind of like those BBLs. You don't be thinking about the
what you
results.
Right.
Oh, no. Keep bringing up those BBLs. We need to chill.
Y'all gonna get some hate mail.
Right. The third episode we talking about the BBLs. So, okay.
But no, so there's definitely a right and a wrong way to do things. Like I said, we cocktail our services in a way that is really unique, really effective. Our clients get great results. I'll say some misconceptions or ways that we do things a little differently. I will not see a client more than 2, at most 3 times a week, just depending on like their body and what they can handle. Now, there are some sculptors who are just willing to take your money, and if you want to come in and see them 4 or 5 times a week, they will. I'm not pushing toxins through your body. Your body needs to relax. Your body needs to digest what's going on. It needs to dispel what I've pushed out. You know what I mean? Like, just so when the trainers say working out is just as important as resting, it's the same when it comes to sculpting. Something else that we do very differently is there's a lot of places that will do cavitation and RF simultaneously. RF is skin tightening.
Okay.
And so they do that because people do get very quick results, and so the client's happy, so they think they did a good job, and they want to keep spending money, and they come back. But what I refuse to do is I'm not going to tighten your skin around existing fat. So I'm going to make sure.
Right, we got to get rid of that.
So you have to go through your initial sculpting package, which usually we recommend about 12 sessions per target area. You need to go through that in its entirety before I start tightening the skin around your muscle. Yes, that is what's going to ultimately give you that final sculpted look. But I'm, again, not going to tighten your skin around existing fat. So this is how we do it. Take it or leave it. It actually has the most long-lasting effects and will ultimately give people, what they desire. We live in this, instantaneous popcorn generation. Everybody wants everything right now, which is why the BBL thing, I'm going to bring it back up.
All right, bring it back up.
Why the BBL
Circle
thing
back
is
around.
so popular, but I make a point, especially, again, our women, because we're the ones that are going to get these BBLs.
Yeah.
And we're coming back, and a lot of people are talking about when it goes well, and, they got their booty staying right or whatever.
Right.
But we're not talking about all the people that are dying, and people's limbs are falling off, and one booty up here, one booty down here.
Booty popping. Literally popping, not dancing.
Actually popping, all of the things. So we make a point to get women who are thinking about going to get the surgery to come in to see us first, because we do butt enhancement as well, but again, non-invasive.
Right.
And so we really try to get people to come into us, or thinking about having a tummy tuck or whatever. So coming to us, we're a lot safer, a lot less expensive.
Less invasive.
Right, and I saw that little thing, maybe doing this, you see the little booty and it.
Right.
It do look like it'd be working.
Yeah, it absolutely does. And so we have a really, really great turnaround rate. And so to date, we've had 29 women who have come through our doors that were committed to getting surgery, and of those 29, 27 decided against it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
After services with us, the other two, I lost them. But you can't win them all. You can't win them all. And I think that sometimes it's deeper, and we kind of talked about this in the wellness space. It's also mental as well. And there are certain people that look in the mirror, and no matter what, they'll never be happy with what they see. And so unfortunately, I'm not a licensed therapist. I want to go on record saying that. And so the help that I'm able to give only goes but so far. And when it's a deeper, rooted issue as it relates to self-esteem and stuff like that, it's just like,
it starts and stops with that. The sense of self, especially the wellness space, I think, because in a lot of things you have that kind of ideal sense of what beauty should look like, what wellness is, how do you look when you're well. And it seems like with you even opening something and calling it Melanin Plus, it's just expanding what it means for people to look like they're healthy.
Yeah.
And be healthy.
Yeah, and what that is.
And what that means.
I just wanted to remind our women that we're beautiful too. And and all of the flaws, we're unique and we're beautiful.
Right. I mean, the thing too is I feel like, surgery, it's fixing something really, really permanently, but it's as women, especially as Black women, our bodies change all of the time. I swear to you, I sometimes am 1 year to the next, I'm like, these jeans fit way different than they did last year. I was able to move around in these, and this year they tight. It just, my hips are bigger. Things change. So it's when you get permanent solutions to it affects how things work with your body.
And younger.
Oh, it's younger and
I
younger.
had a girl that came in that already went and had her consultation with the doctor that was going to do her BBL nip tuck. 19. Yeah. 19. And I was like, baby girl.
Moving around.
I was like, baby girl. You're still developing.
So
your butt gonna sit a little higher. Give it.
Listen, give it that freshman 15.
Right.
She was in college. Her first year.
It's Instagram. It's really Instagram.
TikTok too.
And the TikTok, it's everybody.
All the socials.
So I want to ask, when someone goes into a consultation, what exactly is it that you're looking for? Sure. What is it, those trigger moments where you're like, nah, girl, this is not going to work for you? Or maybe it is someone that maybe surgery is the best thing. Not saying the BBL And I'm saying maybe
the women that we typically and I'm not a proponent of just taking someone's money just because if I know I can't help you, and I say this because melanin was one of those things that I really feel like God gave me. This was a gift to me from God to help other people because He knew and understood my assignment, right? And how much I love to really pour into, to give back, to create opportunity, to create spaces. And so I've been able to do that and meet so many amazing women through melanin. If I do not feel like I can help you, it is a business, and yes, businesses are about making money, but melanin was created for impacts.
Right.
You know, and
but
so,
impact, I feel like, is always going to win over the money because people are going to remember how they felt, when they left.
Repeat customers.
Exactly.
Repeat customers are going to remember how your staff treated them. So they're going to remember the customer service.
The woman that comes in that I'm just like, hey sis, like I'm just not gonna take your money. Like this, I don't think it's gonna work out. Is the woman that is not willing to help me help her. And by that I mean you cannot come get on the table and then be like, yes, I'm about to go to In-N-Out. Right. I'm about to go, grab this fried chicken real quick at Popeyes. Or like I refuse to work out or I refuse to drink water. Like it literally is.
Not the water.
No, but it really is in conjunction with all of the other things. It's not something that you can do kind of separate. Yeah, it's not a quick fix.
Yeah. I'm like curious because, you mentioned like sometimes with the procedures, like you, eventually the fat, tell me if I'm not saying it right, but eventually like the fat is like diluted or it's no longer growing in that area.
Yeah, the fat pockets are gone. So there's nowhere for the fat to live because we've alleviated the fat pockets where it would normally be in.
Gotcha. So like sometimes with BBLs they're like, okay, you still gotta work out because it's probably not gonna go there, but it's gonna go to your shoulders. Linebackers or something else. Is that the same you would say even though this is not invasive?
For sure. I mean, and it's just important that you sweat after your appointments because again, we're pushing fat and toxins through your body. Yeah. It'll naturally dispel, you'll have to go use the restroom and stuff, but you want to sweat it out too.
Go work out.
Still gotta work out.
Oh, 100%.
So okay, I went today. We went and got the things. I should go work out after
because it could potentially travel to other places.
It could travel, and you just want to sweat those toxins out. You want to force them out of your body. I'm breaking them down. Yeah. I'm helping push them through your lymph nodes and your lymphatic system. Yeah. Now you gotta go sweat them out. Okay. Yeah. That's good. This is not a supplement for working out. Yeah. This is not I did this, so I know I can
quick fix.
Yeah. You gotta help me help you, sis. And if you don't want to do that, I can't help you.
Right. Yeah. Okay, I love it. So you're looking at people that like, okay, what's your lifestyle like? Yeah. What do you do on a regular basis? How many times a week are you working out? Yeah. What do you eat? Like, these are the types of things that you're looking for.
Absolutely. And don't get me wrong. Now, of course, people are at different places in their journey, so I'm not going to be like, oh, you eat too much pasta. But I will, and again, I'm not a licensed nutritionist. I want to go on record saying that. But I have spent I was an athlete all my life, and I've spent a lot of time in this space, so I am able to recommend, like, okay, cool, if you really have to have the pasta, like, let's do, like, vegetable-based pasta, let's do, like, whole wheat-based pasta, or, okay, if you're doing it,
Trader Joe's, options.
If you're doing it 3 times a week, let's try to cut down to 1, like, okay, if you are drinking, like, let's maybe put down the Hennessy, let me explain to you why tequila is a little better, or vodka, or things, or why we're going to do a red over a white tonight with dinner, or things like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so
all about the compromise.
I was about to say, like, you're saying that to the folks who come in for the procedure. Now, when it comes when it comes to the folks that work with you, how do you determine, okay, this person needs to be on my team versus this person not so much?
Yeah, I mean, we're all on a team together, right? Yeah. Everyone's part of the Melanin family. Some people just get better results, and it's really just based on the work that they're able to put in. And so, like I said, we usually recommend about 12 sessions per target area. At minimum, we need to see people once a week. I really try to get people to commit to coming in at least twice a week for 6 weeks because you do see your results a little faster, and it's easier to mentally commit to a better lifestyle for those 6 weeks to get those results than, of course, it is to do like 12 weeks. So I'm like, okay, look, for these next 6 weeks, like, let's come to all of my free, that's why I do the free workout classes. Okay. Because a lot of times people want to be a part of that lifestyle, but they don't know, all right, I don't know where to go, or I'm uncomfortable, or I don't have the finances, right? So that's why we do the free workout class on Wednesdays. Okay. We have a client that is a Pilates instructor, and she offers Pilates in the park on Sunday, so we have a Pilates in the park on Sunday. I just partnered with another gym in Inglewood, and we're going to start offering weekly classes there. And so we're creating all of the space and opportunity for you to do the right thing. You just got to make the decision.
Yes.
And then we're
helping you to do the right thing
with the sculpting.
Yes. Okay.
Amazing. I love that. Okay, wait. So give us a list of all of the services that you provide at Melanin Plus.
Yeah. So we do facials, all types of facials. all types of waxing. Body sculpting is absolutely our biggest sell. And then we have a sister company across the hall, and they do the lashes. So it's really like a one-stop shop. You can kind of come in.
It really is a spa.
We do have clients that will come in and maybe like literally book out 4 hours because they want to get a facial, they want to get waxing, they want to get sculpting.
They said, I want a full self-care day. This is my Sunday.
Yeah, right, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, you know, we struggle with finding different people. You know, you got to go over here to get your lashes done. And then I got to go get my body sculpting over here. And I got to go make a wax appointment. And I got to go make a facial appointment. Right. So we really do try to be like a one-stop shop.
That's great. Because that's how I am. I'm like, okay, today
where do I need to go
in to get the massage. Next week, we'll do the facial because it's like, it's just all over the place.
Tell us about like some of the marketing too. Because it's one thing to have the service, to have the mission, but then to get people in the door. Like,
absolutely. So for us, it's really about tapping into community. We just got on. I shouldn't even say this out loud. I don't know what people are gonna look for.
You become OnlyFans girl?
No. No. Oh my God, that's so terrible. Absolutely not. No. We just. You know what? I'll say it because my thing is, if you watch the interview all the way up until this point, you deserve a little gift.
You deserve a gift.
So we just got on Groupon.
Okay.
So you can find us on there.
That should be it. What is the problem with Groupon?
Well, because I mean, if you want to come in and not pay the Groupon prices,
true.
There's that. But maybe we'll do like some little special, like if you, like a Black Creators, like giveaway or something.
We love that.
You can do that. Matter of fact, yes, I will commit to that. You guys can raffle off a free sculpting session on one of your followers.
Okay, you listening? Yes. This is why y'all come to the Black Creators. Yes. We always hook you up.
Yes,
if you're not in tune, that's your problem.
That's it.
That's your problem. So to answer your question, like I said, we did just get on Groupon. We get a lot of leads from that. People really, they find us, and of course there's a bunch of sculpting places, but then when they do the research, they go to our website, they hear what we're about, what we stand for. People love it. They're like, oh my God, I want to support a Black-owned business that supports other Black things.
Yes.
All of the things. So there's that.
Really helpful because
no, it is.
It makes you feel more comfortable.
It does.
As a Black person.
And it's like your body at the end of the day.
And people want to buy into a brand and a person. That's why, you know, YouTube and influencers are so big. Like everyone's selling the same lip gloss, but I want to buy her lip gloss because I like her story.
Right.
And that's just business 101 in general, right? It's about having a brand narrative. So people tap in for that for sure. And then I'll say outside of that, we don't even do a whole lot of marketing. It's a lot of word of mouth because people just love the service, you know. And
but Milan is also like popular.
Let's talk about.
It's not like she just is some mojo on the street. So don't let her fool you.
I know what you're talking about.
It builds off each other.
Exactly.
She knows she can network. Right. This ain't TikTok 2. This is LA.
Okay, so she be networking outside so she be knowing people. Okay.
No, for sure. And then it's really about being engaged in the community. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of, like I said, us doing the free workout classes on Wednesdays and people in the, you know, the wine and book club and like people coming and just tapping into the brand. They're like, okay, well, what else do you got? I want to tap into that.
Right.
You know?
Totally.
So.
All right, so overall, what's next for you? Because you clearly, Melanin Plus is on its way. It's not even on its way. It's arrived in a lot of ways. It sounds like clearly you got the marketing on lock just by being you.
Oh, my gosh. No, we need all the marketing. Please tell all your friends.
Yes.
And followers. We have a lot of specials coming out with Melanin, like, for the holidays. Because, you know, a lot of times around the new year, everyone wants to, like, jump on their wellness journey.
Yes.
So we definitely have some specials. Like I said, we'll do a giveaway. And then we'll even do a percentage discount for anyone that mentions Black Creators. So all of the things, with Melanin, it's really just about expanding and touching the community more. I just want to be more active. I want to be outside more. So there's that, and then all of this new show I'm excited about producing as well as being in the development of that. These documentaries, all of these things that are really just going to create major impacts in the culture. Remind kids that they aren't the stories that we tell them they are. They are the ones that they create.
There we go.
So,
there we go.
Yeah, I'm redoing my board of directors for changing the narrative. We have some really major initiatives and partnerships, huge partnerships coming up. I can't even mention yet, but like we'll come back. We'll come back.
It's gonna be huge. Listen, we're ready for you.
Partnerships with the nonprofit. So I'm just excited about life.
Yes,
life. Excited about life.
Why else should people be excited about life?
You know, because the Black Creators Club is in your life. Okay, so the best way that you can support us is to share the show with a friend, subscribe, to our YouTube page.
Yes.
Comment on our Instagram. Everything is at the Black Creators Club. And if you want to be a guest, if you want to, if you know of other folks that are doing amazing things that you want us to talk to, definitely hit us up at theblackcreatorsclub@gmail.com.
And don't forget to shop the merch on the website. Okay?
Yes, you're welcome.
You're welcome, girl. Oh, good.
Yes,
we're going to show you what we got after this is over. We're going to show you on the website what we got.
I love it. You're welcome. Sincerely, a Black creator.
Our little love note.
Listen,
our little love note.
Yes, our love note to the Black community.
We need to put that in the description.
Yes.
I've been thinking about that for like a week now. Like it popped in my head, and I was like, "Ooh, a love note." Like that's a great way to describe it. Okay, so I guess it's time for the game now.
Oh, I get to play a game.
Yes, we play games. We like to play games too. Okay, so it's just gonna be what would you do, right? WWMD.
Oh, I am so here for this. Yes, we need to get those little bracelets. Everyone uses WWJD.
Yes.
First of all, I'm so bad. I just compare myself to Jesus. But I love this. Yes, what would Milan do? This is great.
Okay, so we're gonna tie it right back into Melanin Plus, of course.
Okay.
So we're gonna kind of give you a few scenarios, and then you're gonna just match a service that you offer at Melanin Plus that would help this person, or technically help you. What would Milan do if you were having this issue or problem or situation? Okay, Keeks, go ahead.
All right. So the first scenario, you know, I've had a few really good workouts, and my body is just super sore. Like if I'm going to Melanin Plus, what do you think I need?
Sore?
Yeah, it's like sore. You know that post workout.
Yeah, I would say wood therapy.
Wood therapy. Okay,
so I've heard that
how would that? Yeah.
No, it does not hurt. That's a lie. Another misconception.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Wait, so that would help, like just muscle release.
Absolutely, muscle release, tension. Yeah.
Okay, dope.
Okay. So you know, my butt's good. I have a nice little booty. It's a little plump, but I want a little extra. I need a little extra something. Like what at Melanin Plus could I get?
Butt vacuum.
Yeah.
Oh, not a butt vacuum.
Butt vacuum. So essentially, we would take the wood first and break down the wood in break down the fat with the wood in your thighs. And then we're able to actually move it from your thighs to your butt. And then we use a vacuum that actually retrains your blood to flow in a way to make your butt sit higher, wider.
Stop.
How long does that last before you have to get another treatment?
Yeah, so with the butt enhancement, I still recommend between 8 to 12 sessions.
Okay.
And then it's kind of like a semi-permanent situation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Once or twice a week, or
probably once a week.
Once a week.
Yeah,
once a week for 12 weeks.
Okay. That's not bad at all. Okay, so let's say, listen, I'm living good, I'm loving it, but I just have so much cellulite. I need to get rid of the cellulite.
Yeah.
What can I do?
Lymphatic, wood, and RF treatment.
Oh, and RF stands for?
Skin tightening.
Oh, skin. Okay.
Is that the radio frequency or is that something? Okay.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Gets rid of cellulite?
Yeah.
Girl, game changer.
Well, I mean, you got to get a few different procedures. Them deep pockets and those thighs, they're not going away.
Sure. And one thing that's really unique about us, when I say lymphatic, wood, and RF, that's all one session and that's all at one price.
Oh,
so a lot of people will say, okay, if you get this, it costs this. If you want to add this, it costs this. I don't play none of them games. It's all one price, and we do what needs to be done.
Yes.
I love that.
Okay.
Period.
Okay. We don't make it complicated. We don't try to overcharge nobody. We understand the assignment.
Very transparent.
Listen.
The assignment.
And we get it done.
Okay, so I work out about 3 or 4 times a week, but I want a little bit more definition in my stomach area. What would I get at Melanin Plus?
Lymphatic, wood, cavitation.
Oh, what is it? Yeah, what's that about?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the...
No, cavitation is the one that actually gets rid of the fat pockets. Because as we do that, it's going to cinch you.
Oh.
And then we'll go to RF. Like I said, the RF comes after the cavitation, and we'll tighten you.
Yeah. So is that the same as the standard sculpting, or is that a little different?
No, it is a standard sculpting. A standard sculpting appointment is inclusive of a lymphatic massage, wood therapy, and then RF or cavitation, depending on where you are in your journey.
Okay, so you really are assessing the person and realizing
we do, like I said,
what we need.
Consultations.
Okay, this is what Milan will do. All right, you better know your stuff. You're like, yes, you need this, this, and this. We say this, and this, and this.
Right.
Period.
Period.
That's
it. Oh my goodness, you guys. Well, this has been, that concludes the game. Number one. That concludes the game. Milan did great. Yay, you guys. Please check out Melanin Plus. Yes. I'm going to throw it to you, Milan, to let us know where they can find Melanin Plus. What's the website? Where can they find you on Instagram? Reach out to you.
Absolutely. Yeah. So Melanin Plus on Instagram is My Melanin Plus, Plus. The website is mymelaninplus.com. My personal Instagram is Miss Milan Zoe, so it's MISSMILANZOE. And in my bio are links to Melanin and all of my companies.
Yes. All of the companies, baby.
Because we did talk about Lani Land too, and you're doing incredible things.
Lani Land, Narrative, Film Gear Club, and Hoopla are all in the bio.
Yeah, a ton of, I know we never really touched on the Hoopla, but again, ready to drink cocktails.
All right. Hoopla is just for a good time, guys. Yes. A pre-mixed cocktail. We have cranberry vodka and a strawberry lemonade vodka.
So the next time, well, when we throw an event, when we're ready, all right, we're calling Hoopla.
Period. I think the next episode, we just have to have Hoopla here.
It's just a really
fun name too.
Okay.
Hoopla is life of the party.
Life of the party. Period. And we love to be the life of the party. So, Keeks, where can they find you on Instagram?
Yes, you can find me chatting all things the media industry and life motivation with a dash of style at Aquila Friends. Where can I find you?
Yes, you guys can find me on Instagram at EvanAChapman12, talking everything Black-owned business and, of course, the Black Creators Club. You guys, we've had an amazing time. Milan has been so informative when it comes to body sculpting as things continue to pop up and things are new. We don't know much about them, but someone who's certified, someone who knows what they're talking about is key. Okay, so you guys make sure you guys see that certification before you walk through that door. We're so happy that you guys continue to watch. Thank you guys so much. And remember to always abide by your ABCs. Always be creating.